it's hilarious to everyone else. For me.
Why are you
It's
yelling?
the beef between you two for me every day, acting like brother and sister.
Yes.
It's the fact that one day I'm gonna MMA fight Ray off the balcony for me.
You were about to MAA fight me last night at Olive Garden. When you were about to beat my ass in front of the Olive Garden employees.
I would.
I don't even know what.
I wanted to see that.
I will bitch slap your ass in this Olive Garden.
You should have slapped him with the breadstick. That would have been fun.
I should have taken the breadstick and just the butter all over your face. Oh, that would have been comedy. All right.
Then you pick up like the salad pinchers and pinch your face.
Pinch your nose.
You're
I got your nose.
Like going at it with like Olive Garden food utensils. Start a food fight in a restaurant.
It's supposed to be like a classy
cheese grinder
restaurant.
next.
Jesus Christ.
Put your head in a bowl of soup. Dunk.
I'm gonna shove the chicken gnocchi up your fucking nostrils.
I'll take the cheese grinder.
Jesus Christ.
The sun don't shine.
Alright. I'm really glad that we know how to kill each other in Olive Garden, but moving forward.
You just plan this stuff out.
Peanut butter's on the fucking seat.
Oh.
He just said it.
Will is spending the past 10 minutes cleaning the peanut butter.
And there too, so I'm guessing it's on my left cheek.
God, Ray.
Will had nothing to do with this whole
you
incident,
see
yet he's the one.
What you did, Maddie?
I'm sorry, Will, but I'm not sorry, Ray.
Oh, we know you're not sorry. Or at least I do.
Okay. So what is the worst mistake that someone you're talking to can make?
Are you laughing and then you just go
mute? Because Maddie just looked at me immediately.
I don't know. I feel like Will has the best, like, advice. Honestly, out of, like, pretty much anyone I've ever met. And, like, the dad comments. So I feel like you are just, like, the one to go to for this kind of stuff.
I agree.
I definitely have to say one of the worst things to do is trying to make ex-boyfriends or people you talk to jealous. For sure.
Where does that one come from?
Oh.
That's a conversation for a different time. Off the air.
No, I agree. Like, I just don't really see myself as, well, never mind, I can't say that. It's going to sound cocky. But, like, I don't think, if you see yourself as so much competition for someone else that you have to, like, purposely do things to make them jealous, then, like, maybe you shouldn't be with that person. It's like, you should just feel confident in, like, what you and them have and the fact that, like, it doesn't matter. If she's, like, hitting him up, he's hitting her up. Wait, well, I confused myself there. But you know what I'm trying to say. You should just feel confident in what you have and that they're going to stay loyal to you. And honestly, if everybody's, like, in their 20s, I'm talking about people in their 20s. If you're in your 30s and 40s, you probably got other shit to fry. But fish to fry is what I meant to say.
Like
I don't know what my sayings are today. But basically, like, if you don't trust someone, like, on to the next. Because there's just, life's too short. And if you really need to be worried about exes, then peace out.
True.
All right, Ray, you got anything? I feel like you got a list of things, like a checklist for women when you start talking to them.
Like red flag that they show?
Or like something that they do, like what's a mistake they can make? Like while you're talking to them, they do something. And
something that's like unforgivable.
Yeah.
Like not unforgivable, but something
like,
you can't look over.
Talking to them. Red flag is like initially like first time you meet them, whereas this is like while you're talking to them.
I just say if they're so caught up in their past experiences and their past boyfriends or girlfriends that they just like aren't willing to move on, and you see that as a red flag, like I'm here to talk to you. I'm not trying to like find out about your prior experiences. Like, not trying to. Yeah. I'm here to learn about you, not like.
I think I'm like definitely guilty of that too. Like I've brought things up about like past people that I've talked to current people, and then you can just see like the dissatisfaction in their face. Yeah. They're just like, oh, okay, like why are you telling me this? And it's like, oh, sorry, I was just trying to like open up to you, but that was definitely not the way to go about doing it.
Yeah, that's like a tricky situation because you want to be like honest, but you don't want to be like shoving.
When you're trying to give them like
face.
examples of like how you're trying to make the relationship different than what it like the current relationship that you're trying to build with them, you're trying to make it better in a sense that it'll be different from ones that you've had in the past. But in order to get that across to them, you have to use examples, and then it just makes them uncomfortable because you're like talking about someone that you used to really like, and maybe that tells them that you still have feelings for them.
Right.
But
could be a deeper issue.
It could be
just on the back burner.
issue. Yeah, and they're just kind of like they don't know where they stand with you, and that would make me uncomfortable if I was in that position. So I see that as a what do we categorize it as? Not a red flag. A mistake.
And then also, like, I say no matter what happened in your past, even though it may bring up, like, questions and that, you still need to bring it up. If the other person doesn't accept your past and doesn't accept what happened and like what made you who you are, then that's not the right person. You have to go with what happened in the past. And that's just maturity there to understand what happened in the past.
I think it's definitely bogus if they don't like, if they judge you on your past and not like the current you, because like that's who they're getting. They're not getting like, you know, like if you used to be like, this is an extreme example, but like on drugs or something, or addicted to alcohol, and like you've grown over that and like overcome it, and then they're gonna judge you on that, but like you're completely sober now or something. Obviously, like I don't know, anyone our age that has that issue, but I just think that would be so awful to like not give someone a chance just because of their past like that.
I feel like people do that like a lot with like body count, when it's like that would be like a big thing to stop. Like, oh, she's like a hoe or whatever, and it's like, I don't know, like, yeah, that's kind of important, but also like,
but maybe you're different. You know?
but like,
I guess you don't really know.
But I think like you have to like accept the fact that like hookup culture is so big in college, and that there are people that like will like fall into that for a little bit and then realize like that's not what they want. So like if their body count is high, I feel like there could be a reason. Like that's something that you discuss. You don't just say no. Like
when you fall into the streets.
Yeah, you may at times you may go from the home into the streets, but you'll find your way back to the home eventually.
And then some people progress to the interstate.
You'll be picked up.
Yeah, you'll find a ride back.
Sooner
to
or later,
home.
you'll be picked up.
Yeah, sooner or later.
The drunk bus will pick you up and return you home.
Facts. It's gonna pick me up.
True.
So, okay, do you support a Netflix and chill, like, type of first date? Do you think that's, like, a good idea? Like, if someone's like, oh, I want you to come over, like, let's just watch Netflix in my bed. Do you support that or no?
I'd say if it was after you do something. Like, get out and, like, focus on them. Like, focus on who they truly are and, like, get to know them. Just don't, like, sit down and, like, watch something, because you're not going to be talking. You're just going to be watching.
Right.
Yeah, I definitely have to agree with. Don't just be like Netflix and chill right away. That just sounds like the biggest douchiest thing to do. Try to get to know the person. Maybe have them meet some friends first. Go do an activity with people, and then get to know the person. See how they are, because sometimes people change a lot when they're around different people, and then around like your friends, and then you really get to see who they are, and then you appreciate them more, and maybe want more than a hookup.
True. What about you, Tanner?
Yeah, I think like, I don't know, ever since like your mom was on the podcast and I listened to what Tammy had to say about like dates and stuff like that, like it really just like resonated with me. I was like, screw this whole come watch a movie crap, you know, like I don't want to just hang out with you in this weird, awkward, uncomfortable setting, because like, I don't know, like you invite someone over to like have just like a chill watch a movie night, and say it's your first time hanging out. Okay, well, you're not actually going to watch the movie. Like, don't you want to talk to them? Like, I think that's so uncomfortable and weird. And then you're just, like, laying there and, like, you're just, like, hey, like, this is so uncomfortable. Yeah. Like, I'm not enjoying myself. I'm sure as hell not focusing on the movie. So I think, like, getting out and doing something like you guys were all saying, like, fun, just go find something spontaneous to do. Like, you're going to remember that. Like, are you going to remember the stupid Disney Plus movie that you watched with them? No. You're going to remember, like, you know, going, like, for here, like, go to like the Friendship Gardens and walk around. Go to the Bluffs and go hammocking or something. Like,
yeah, I was gonna say that's kind of like my next question. So if you don't Netflix and chill, like I feel like that's like guys go to like our age, and you can fight me on that if you think I'm wrong.
Oh no, I definitely agree.
You guys agree?
For the vast majority.
Yes, vast majority, yes and no, but also a lot of the dudes also just try to go for hookups, and that is a vast majority of the guys too. Now, like there are a few that do want to take you out on dates, maybe Pumpkin Patch, Apple Orchard. There are some of those guys out there, but
that's
not
why
every guy in La Crosse County is as wonderful as the three sitting in front of you with incredibly high standards.
But like that's my question. So like if not, like what would you say like are good things for like guys that ask girls to do for a first date with like a college budget kind of thing? I kind of touched on this before, but I really want to hear like what you guys would go, like, what are your go-tos?
Obviously, a cheesy thing I've seen on TikTok is like you take them to Walmart and you go to those like $5 movies and you have her dig down and pick a random movie, and then you go across a shelf of food and you don't look and you have the other person tell you to stop on a random candy, and then they pick that candy and then they go to another food and you tell them to stop, and then that's the food you eat. And that's like a cute little date you could do too, and so it's not just you in their bed, just Netflix
Right, it's
chilling.
like more planned out, and there's more effort.
It's a more planned out if you're on a budget, and then there's, of course, you could just go to the Bluffs or, I don't know, maybe a nice little date to a food place.
Yeah.
What about you, Raymond? I feel like you might pull something out zesty here.
So
You're gonna
I
put on like a light show in your room, like
Yeah.
the rotary lights with your
Okay.
LED lights.
A light up cave or something.
I'd say it's basically
gonna
I'd
start
try to
playing
plan
Legends
something that you
music.
both take interest in. Whether that could be a sport or hiking or I don't know, just in general, probably just going to get food. Like, it doesn't have to be somewhere expensive, although it could be. But like, it's just getting to know that person, and I feel like getting food, like, you're face to face if you're sitting across from each other, and that's just like the perfect time to get to know each other and then like talk.
Hot
Okay,
take:
my-
if you sit on the same side of the booth as someone that you're on a date with, and there's no one across from you, you're weird.
Yeah, oof.
That's weird.
I would
That
be
is-
like, what you doing?
yeah. Why are you sitting next to
Are
me?
we expecting someone else?
Like, what is going? That's just immediately what I thought of when he said you're sitting face to
Yeah.
face. I'm like, those couples that sit next to each other and not across from each other, like, absolutely not. If someone ever did that to me, I'd be like, no, we're done here. Like, all
I-
done.
All right, get back in the car.
That told me just plenty enough about you that we are gonna just have to.
Absolutely not.
We're gonna have to
Yeah.
sniff this right here and be all done. Now.
My only thing with like the dinner thing is it kind of freaks me out, because like, what if it's going really bad and now you have to sit through this whole meal?
You eat so fast and ask for that check so quickly, and you make it so clear that you're only paying for your half.
Okay, yeah.
That's why on a first date you never
thought-
order something expensive and like hope for them to pay.
Well,
you know?
okay, that's a valid question though, because I'm wondering that too. Like, because we're in college and people don't have a lot of money, are guys still expected to pay, or is it a 50-50?
I think that's so bogus if you expect someone else to pay on the first date in college, at least. Like, it might be a different story in 10 years when we all have, like, solid careers or something like that. But right now, if you want to go to dinner somewhere, anywhere, like, fancy or not, I don't think you should be expecting the other person to pay for you, and they shouldn't expect you to pay for them, kind of thing.
Yeah. What do you guys think?
I agree with that too. I mean, it all depends how you're feeling the person out too. So like, I don't know, if you're kind of questionable on the person, then maybe it's like, yeah, maybe we could do this 50-50. But if you know you like this person and you know you two are vibing pretty well and maybe see a future second date, then I say you pay for both.
True.
Yeah, I get that. It's definitely where you stand with them at the moment.
Yeah, if you're adamant about, like, paying, or they're adamant about paying, I think that's no problem. But I just, like, I see the problem with, like, expecting them to pay and, like, not at least. I think, like, you should offer at least once and be like, oh, no, I'll pay for my half. And then if they're really adamant about it, let them pay. I'm like, whatever.
Right.
You know, one time I was on a date and it was going so bad that I literally just offered to pay for the whole thing. Because I was like, I'm never talking to you again. Like, this is, like, all done. Like, I'm literally going to pay so that I don't feel guilty about never seeing you ever again in my life.
Yikes! That's tough. What kind of dates are you getting taken on? Shit.
R.I.P.
I guess Tanner's is the person to ghost someone. If it
Yeah.
doesn't happen, or if it doesn't work out.
Are you a ghoster?
No.
Block her.
Like, I don't know. I've never blocked anyone. I'm more of like a person that like will just kill the conversation, and then I'll just be like, okay, streaks. Like, let me just send you a picture of my forehead.
No.
Like then they
God.
wonder why the conversation fizzles out, and the minute that they say something, then you just open them about it. I don't know. I'm just kind of
Jesus.
like you send them a few blanks, and then I don't know. This is hard for me. I haven't been talking to anyone in a while, but I've really taken on that whole 30-day rule that Steph talked about, and I'm just like, you get 30 days, and if you don't light the fire inside of me that I'm looking for, then you're cut off.
Yeah.
And so then I like, it's roughly 30 days. I wouldn't say it's like to the calendar mark, but down to the hour or anything. But it's just like I start like just if I'm texting them, just make the conversation really boring. Or if I'm Snapchatting them, just don't say anything and just don't have a conversation. And then if they like try to have a conversation, I'm just really dry about it. And then if they say anything about the conversation or just like why you haven't been chatty, I just open it or don't reply. I'm kind of an asshole like that, but
Yeah.
It really